and sadly we are back with the very last chapter of Ruptured Heart. I decided to just get it over with and finish the story out. Okay, here we go. Let's start the screen recording and let it get into the last episode of Ruptured Heart. Oh my god. Here we go. Oh, the very last chapter. This is kind of sad. We're saying goodbye. I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw the email in my dad's inbox. Rose investigation results? It had to be a coincidence, but wasn't Isla's mother named Evelyn? And Isla did tell me that they were still investigating her mother's murder. What did my dad have to do with it? I hovered the mouse over the message, but before I could click, Sawyer, what are you doing in here? Oh, I just need to print something real quick for school, Dad. Well, it looks like you finished printing, so if you don't mind, I have work to do. For Isla and the sake of our relationship, I need to get to the bottom of this. I should ask him about Isla's mother or do nothing to help. Obviously, we're gonna ask. He's standing up for his girl, and so we're doing it. You got an email while I was printing. Well, it's my work computer, boy. It said it was the results of the Rose investigation. For a moment, my dad didn't say anything, and I swear the room got very cold. I prefer if you didn't read my emails. They're quite sensitive, Sawyer, for the campaign and all. Don't want any of my tactics to get loose via the talk tick or whatever you kids are using nowadays. I didn't just popped up and well. I couldn't help but wonder, were you looking into the murder of Evelyn Rose, Isla's ma? Rose. I see how you can misconstrue that, my lad. That email is a background check for Eric Rose, someone who we're thinking of adding to the campaign. I wanted to interject to ask another question, but before I knew it, my father was at his desk and he had closed his laptop, giving me a stern look. Now, if you don't mind, Sawyer, I have work to do. As I left the office, I couldn't help but feel that my father was lying to me. And that email was the key to figuring out what. Yeah, you gotta get to the bottom of that email, bro. What is a prayer? What is this lifeline to God? What is the channel of spiritual power? The power of prayer still wasn't working on me, for better or for worse. Reese had gotten into it lately, though. Her and Leona were apparently the supremes of Sunday school now. But I unfortunately couldn't stay awake during one of Uncle Holden's sermons to save my life, though he seemed to catch quite a few other churchgoers. Huh, that's strange. Sawyer's usually really into Uncle Holden's sermons. Oh, I couldn't believe that Sawyer just texted me in the middle of church. I thought Sawyer was against that. Meet me outside. What is that about? I looked up and saw that Sawyer had stood up and quietly crawled out of his row. I followed suit, wondering what he could possibly be up to. Okay, what is going on? I thought you were all about the no cell phones in church thing. I needed to ask you a serious question, and it couldn't wait. Sawyer's voice was so stern. I never heard him like this before. Okay, what is it? Have you heard anything else about your mother's investigation? How did you know? So, you did hear something? What was it? Last night we heard from the investigators all their leads have run dry. Without any more evidence, they're going to have to close the investigation. Why? Last night I saw an email on my pa's computer that was titled Rose investigation results. Wait, what? It may be nothing, but I couldn't help but feel that my dad was trying to hide something from me last night. Why would Sawyer's dad have been informed about my mom's investigation? Well, what did it say? Before I could read it, my pa was back in the office trying to get me out of there. I tried to ask him about it, but he said it was about an Eric Rose he was trying to get on his team, but something smelled fishy. We need to read that email. Please, my pa had his computer triple protected, always afraid something will leak to the press. Well, it sounds like you need a hacker. Luckily, your girl happens to be best friends with one. Oh, they heard. Cadence? Daisy? Wait, Foster and Duncan? What are you all doing here? Well, it wasn't like you two didn't slip out unnoticed, you know. You two are def not spy material. But we are, mija, so tell us how we can help. Wait, really? Yeah, it's like your uncle's sermon from last week. Help thy neighbor and friends in their time of need and all that jazz. But if my pa catches us, if he catches us, we'll just tell him that we are all there for a hot tub party. I couldn't believe it. A few months ago, I didn't know these people, and now they are willing to go against the mayor to try and help me. And Sawyer, he was going against his father. Sawyer, are you sure that you want to do this? Yes, let's go before your uncle's sermon is done. Okay. As the others piled into Cadence's car for our hot tub party, I got into Sawyer's car. For the first time since I knew him, Sawyer drove like a bat out of hell. Even when we were late to my first game, Sawyer didn't dare go over the speed limit. But now I was holding out that oh shit bar for dear life. And Sawyer had such a stern look on his face that I was scared. We both know that perhaps his email was nothing, but it could also be everything too. I just didn't want to ruin our relationship. Let's talk about it. I mean, communication is key in a relationship, so let's just talk about it. Sawyer, you can slow down. No, I can't, Isla. If I slow down, then all the what ifs start turning in my head. What if my dad knew your mom? What if my dad was involved with her murder? What if I could have stopped it? What if that means we can't be together anymore? Sawyer was thinking all of the what ifs that I was also thinking. I didn't know what to do. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I'm not dating your father, I'm dating you. Or what if you're crashed before we can find out, or ... I'm going to say I'm not dating your father, I'm dating you. I'm not dating your father, Sawyer, I'm dating you. Isla. I don't know what that email is going to say, Sawyer, but I do know one thing. My life has been a living hell since my mother died. My whole life was uprooted, and I thought it might fade away too, just like her. The only constant in my life has been you. Aww. The only good in my life has been you, Sawyer. If it wasn't for you... I'm sorry, Isla. I didn't even think what you must be going through right now. I could feel the car starting to slow down. It was almost like Sawyer was breathing again, but now I wasn't breathing. Then he grabbed my hand. Let's make a promise right now. A promise? No matter what the email says tonight, we split an ice cream sundae after, just you and me. I couldn't help but laugh. My sweet Sawyer was back. Driving 2 miles underneath the speed limit and planning a cute date for us as if nothing in the world was going to stop us. I could feel myself breathe again. So what do you say? Ice cream date? Wherever you are, I want to be, or make it a banana split and I'm there. I'm going to say wherever you are, that's where I want to be. Wherever you are, I want to be. At that moment, I knew that Sawyer and I were endgame, and I knew that he felt it too. Aww. Car! Oh crap, what do we do? Oops, it was just someone passing by. That is so cool. I feel like we're undercover spies. You are so ridiculous. OMG. What if our baby becomes a spy? I mean, that wouldn't be too far from the family business with my dad being a cop and me wanting to study forensic science. Yes, Agent Baby, welcome to your first mission then. Agent Baby? Really? Well, we haven't really discussed baby names yet. Unless we really want to call them Sweet Pea. That is a cute name, though. True. What do you think of Taylor? Agent Taylor? No way. Too confusing. While Daisy and Foster were the lookouts outside, Duncan and I watched as Cadence and Sawyer tried to hack into the computer. 2 down, 1 to go. Email. Come to Mama. I can't believe you were able to figure out the first 2 passwords so fast. Please, your dad makes passwords that even Duncan could solve. I could hear you, you know. Please tell me what 17-year-old uses 1234 as a password, Grandpa. It was a joke. Sawyer and I laughed for a moment at the 2 squabbled, forgetting that they were hacking into an elected official's computer. And I'm in. Wait, already? I know that you're acting computer sciences, but that was amazing, Cadence. That password was 1234, wasn't it? I plead the 5th. It looks like your dad deleted the message, but luckily he didn't empty his trash yet. What does it say? I watched as Sawyer and Cadence read the email. Well, what does it say, dude? We buried all evidence, making the incident appear as just a hate crime. As we all erased all records of your shared hotel visits and your payment to the Del Monte family at Manchester on August 25th. That's the exact time and place my mom died. No. Oh my God. But who is the Del Monte family? Del Monte? That name sounds familiar. The Del Montes? Oh my God, they're the biggest crime syndicate in the country. What? Daisy makes me watch a lot of true crime stories. This can't be. It's crazy. If it's true, then it would mean that Sawyer's dad had my mom killed. Oh my God. I realized then that Sawyer had been quiet. And then I saw he couldn't even look at me. Sawyer? Isla, I'm so sorry. I walked over to Sawyer, trying to find the right words, but nothing was coming out. Sawyer, Cadence, can you make sure to save a coffee so we can give it to the police? Of course. Did he know about it? I don't think he did. Your dad is here. Foster's trying to distract him. To the hot tub. The file still isn't loading. Oh no, what do we do? Sawyer? What are you all doing in my office? We got lost on our way to the hot tub. Yeah, didn't y'all just remodel again? It's confusing in here. Shoot, I couldn't keep him distracted long enough. Then why is Miss Colfer on my computer? It's time to confront Harrison. Who should do it? Okay. Sawyer is his son, so maybe Sawyer should do it, but like it was my mother and I need to get revenge on him, so I am gonna do it. We know what you did. You put a hit and run on my mom, and we have the email to prove it. You won't understand the finer details of politics, Miss Rose. I'm acing AP Gov right now, so why don't you try me? Your mother was a nuisance. Her constant spearheading of the gay agenda and liberal propaganda was roadblocking my own path to become a senator here in Texas. I didn't realize you were homophobic, Mr. Davenport. I'm not. I just have other things on my agenda. Like killing my mother. Like making sure that a woman who would ruin my career because of her pride kept her damn mouth shut. Ruin your career? When we were in high school, I was captivated by Evelyn. She was a year ahead of me, but somehow during her senior year, she noticed me. We had a summer fling before she left for college. I thought I was the luckiest guy in the world. I tried to keep in touch with her once she left for college, but she got swamped by classes. Then her career. When she met your father, that's when I knew that she moved on, forgotten me. I tried to forget about her, but she never was far from my mind. Then last year at the conference in DC, I ran into her again. Harry, is that you? Ev? A happy coincidence that eventually led us to getting a drink when I visited New York. That was when I learned that her husband had died, and that's when I saw my opening. The two of us once again started giving into our urges. Everything that I had ever wanted was coming together. But then she found out about Teresa and the kids. You're married? Technically, yes. But don't you see I want to be with you? I can't believe you didn't tell me. Wait, do you just take off your ring every time we meet up? Look, I don't love Teresa, okay? I love you. To think I was thinking of introducing you to the girls. Your girls? Eb, this is all I want, you and me. Get out. What? Get out, you liar. She ended our affair right then and there. You need to cancel your coffee date with my wife now. Teresa doesn't deserve this. But she threatened to tell Teresa, saying the guilt was weighing on her. She was going to ruin both my career and hers in the process. I couldn't let her do that. Goodbye, Harrison. Goodbye, Evelyn. So it was a crime of passion? It was not a crime of passion. I was making sure my family was safe. By ruining mine? You are just as stubborn as your mother. But no matter. Whoa, Mr. Davenport, put down the gun. Okay, kids, enough playtime. Dad. Sawyer, you need to trust me. Miss Colfer, if you wouldn't mind, if you'd like to hand that flash drive of yours to Sawyer. Okay, Sawyer, here you go. Sawyer, bring me the flash drive now. We all stood in silent horror of what might happen next as Sawyer took the flash drive. For a moment, Sawyer caught my eye. I could see his heart breaking inside of him. And then Sawyer tackled his father. We screamed as the gun fired straight towards Daisy. Daisy! Sawyer kicked the gun away from his knocked out father. But all any of us could focus on was Daisy and Foster. Foster! Oh no. Breaking news from Fort Worth, Texas, where Mayor Harrison Davenport had been changed for the murder of Senator Evelyn Rose. Investigations into the senator's assassination, which happened during a friendly LGBTQI plus fundraiser event in Manhattan, were about to stop due to lack of evidence. However, the mayor, who had just announced their campaign to become senator, has now been connected to the assassination by, get this mayor's own son and oldest daughter of Senator Rose. Well, that's enough of that. Hey, I was watching that. The doctor said you shouldn't stress yourself out after surgery. But they didn't even get to the best part about Daisy Ramirez recording Mr. Davenport's confession. Do you know how scared I was, Foster? You need to promise me you'll never do that again. I just want to make sure that you and Taylor were safe, Daisy. Aww. Oh, Foster, you big dummy. Ow, Daisy, my stitches. Ow. Oh. Oh, Dunk, the doctors say Foster is going to be fine. The bullet didn't hit anything vital. I know, I'm just thinking what would have happened if that would have been me. Oh, sorry. I I know, I'm just thinking what would have happened if that would have been you, Cadence. Aww. I don't know what I would do. Well, if it helps, you did jump in front of me when the gun went off. So I guess be a hero like Foster? If it helps, Dunk, I would have jumped in the way of a speeding bullet for you too. Aww. Cadence, I want all of the strings attached to our relationship. You mean too much to me. I do too, Dunk. Aww. That is so cute, guys. Oh my god. Oh, what's up? I'm just wondering how Isla and Sawyer are doing after all this. It was hard to believe that it was over. 4 months ago, my mother had died. And today, we found out why. After the police had arrested Sawyer's father and Foster was taken to the hospital, all I could think about was how I needed to tell Reese. Sawyer had driven me home, and Reese and I had a good cry for what seemed like forever. Reese eventually cried herself to sleep, but me, all I could do was weep. I'm sorry, sugar. I just wanted to bring you some tea. Thanks, Aunt Jolene. Where's Sawyer? Oh, he left for church a while ago, sugar. Wait, when? Almost as soon as he heard Reese crying, I'd say. Before I could say anything, I was rushing out the door. Sawyer and I hadn't been able to really talk since it happened. Our drive here was in silence. I needed to know he was doing okay. So before I knew it, I was outside the church, opening the door, searching for Sawyer. As I entered the church, I was surprised by how empty it was. Every time I had been here, it had been filled with people listening to my uncle. Without the throng of people, there was a serene quietness in the atmosphere. Then I saw him, Sawyer sitting alone in a pew, praying. As I sat down next to Sawyer, it was strange. I knew that if I talked right now, I would interrupt him. But I wanted to be there for him. For a moment, I thought about what my uncle had said earlier today about the power of prayer. Sure, I wasn't religious, but I knew that for some people, for Sawyer, prayer gives him strength in times of need. And I wondered, should I join Sawyer right now? Support Sawyer in his time of need, or let Sawyer face his grief alone? Obviously, we're going to join him. I didn't really know what I was doing, who I was talking to. All that I knew was the pose. But it felt wrong. Then I heard Sawyer. What are you doing? I wanted to join you, be here for you, this whole prayer to a higher power thing. I just don't know how. You don't have to do that, Isla, but I want to because it means something to you. For a moment, Sawyer smirked, then he grabbed my hand and closed his eyes. I followed suit and let him lead me. Sure, it wasn't something that I was used to, but I could tell in Sawyer's hour of need, I was his guiding angel helping him through his grief, just like he had been mine. Lord, I'm here today with open hands and an open heart, ready to depend on you to help me through the day and all it will bring my way. As Sawyer asked for help to be like Nehemiah, his voice cracked for just a moment. I didn't know what came over me, but in that moment I continued the prayer for him. Give me guidance and comfort of mind. Give me strength and protection. I'm going to say, give me strength and protection. Give me strength and protection to both me and those I care about as we face tough choices and hard situations. Help me remember that even in my darkest hour, I'm surrounded by loved ones, that even when things get rough, I have you to guide me. I'm going to say the loved ones one. That even in my darkest hour, I am surrounded by loved ones, and that my community will be here to support me. I paused for a moment, startled that the words flowed out of me like that. Amen. Oh yeah, amen. Aw, I'm sorry that I bailed on you. Don't be sorry, there is a lot to process right now. My phone has been going off the hook. That makes sense. I'm sure your family needs you. Just like Reese needed me. I should probably go and talk with my mom. I promise to text you later. course, I'm here if you need anything. Take as long as you need. I understand. I'm gonna say, of course, I'm here if you need anything. Of course, I'm here if you need anything. Thank you, Allah. At that, Sawyer gave me a hug before hopping in his truck and driving home. What is it, honey? How'd it go, sugar? We didn't get to talk much because his family was calling. That makes sense. I guess that means no ice cream date after all. Ice cream date? After church, Sawyer and I said that no matter what, we would have an ice cream date, so that life felt normal. It was cute in the moment, but I think after everything that Sawyer has totally forgotten about it. I'm sure he would have been touched if you brought him some ice cream, sugar. What? I've told you before, and I'll tell you again, comfort food is the best way to deal with stress sometimes. And I'm sure coming from you would make it even sweeter, because it'll remind his that you are still Y-side, especially if you have it somewhere that is special for the two of you. Sawyer did say no matter what. I think that I will bring Sawyer an ice cream surprise at one of his favorite romantic spots, text Sawyer to meet you at the ice cream parlor, or leave Sawyer alone. Well, we're going to take him to his favorite spot. You're right, Aunt Jolene. Sawyer and I deserve an ice cream date after this horrible day. It will be the pick-me-up you both need for sure. I'm going to text Sawyer and tell him to meet me at his swimming hole. We have so many adventures there. The water tower at sunset, it was the first spot where I knew he was special. Or underneath the stars, because we can snuggle up once we're done. Honestly, I would do underneath the stars because I feel like it would just be pretty. That sounds perfect, darling. It sounds like Honey wants to be a part of your ice cream surprise, too. You're right. Come on, honey. Let's go make Sawyer feel loved. I'll see you later, Aunt Jolene. Oh, Evelyn, if you could see her now. It's been an exhausting day. I hope that Isla is doing all right. Open. Hey, how's the family? My mom is a mess, but Leona and Wyatt both seem to be taking the news well. How about you? Reese is still asleep, and my aunt is baking your family a condolences casserole for tomorrow night. That's too sweet of her. What are you doing right now? Just being miserable in bed? I hear misery loves company, or you shouldn't have to go through this alone. You shouldn't have to go through this alone. You shouldn't have to go through this alone. I was actually just thinking about you. Ditto. I was thinking maybe we could meet up tonight and look at the stars again. It's probably going to be cold tonight, darling. I won't be with you. Sounds like a date then. See you then, cowboy. Aww. As I waited under the stars, I started thinking about everything that had happened in the past few months. It felt like everything had led up to this moment. Moving here with Reese, all of the friends that I had made, even being dragged to church every Sunday. All of it had led me to discover who was responsible for my mother's death. And the one who helped me the most along the way didn't realize that they were also connected. And I knew right then and there that I never wanted to let them go. I just hoped that Sawyer felt the same. Aww. Hey there, honey. Hey, darling. For a moment, it was silent between us, and I feared that everything we had was lost. But then, is that ice cream? Well, you did promise me an ice cream date, Davenport. I did, didn't I, darling? Hearing that laugh made my heart flutter, and I knew then there was only one thing that would make this moment better. I walked over and wrapped my arms around Sawyer. Sawyer then gently lifted up my chin, causing our lips to brush together for just a moment. I felt both of our heartbeats quicken. Give him a passionate kiss, or wait till he kisses you. Passionate. I couldn't hold back any longer. I needed to kiss him. I needed to get lost in his embrace, his lips. Soft and playful at first, and growing in intensity. Instinctively, our mouths opened and tongues met, silky and intoxicating. A sudden wave of heat took over my body. In that one kiss, I knew that no matter what the future had in store for us, we would be facing it together. I love you, Rose. I love you too, Davenport. The words tumbled out of my mouth so easily that I hardly realized what I had just professed. But it was true. I loved Sawyer with all my heart. His touch, his kisses, every moment was filled with tenderness and care. Underneath the stars, the two of us became lost in each other's embrace, both of us knowing that our future was bright as long as we had each other. The end. We hope you enjoyed Ruptured Heart. Aww. I'm so sad. That was so cute. Aww. I hope you guys enjoyed Ruptured Heart. That was the end of it. I gotta go. Bye, guys. Love you.